Hello. This is very late. This is very late. I wasn't sure I was going to do it, but then Rachel tagged me in it. This is my mid-year freakout tag, the late mid-year freakout tag, because I never run on time. So why not keep that going and just have this in August and do it up to August? So is it a mid-year freakout tag or is it a 3/4 year freakout tag? But Rachel from Rachel Reading Very tagged me in this, so I'm going to do it, and I'm going to copy her questions because I can't be asked to look at some other, because there's so many different questions, and I'm just like, I'm just going to go with it. Okay, this is the very, very late mid-year freakout tag. Question number 1: the best book you've read so far this year. It has to be Freya Mask. This is still sitting top contender. Like, to be fair, this is close, but this is the top contender. And this is the book 3 in, I think it's, I don't know, what is the series called? I have no idea. Is it gonna, the Last Binding trilogy. And you follow each different couples. It's gay as anything. And you sort of, but the plots kind of weave through. You're just following each different couple with like the romance side of things. But it's also, they're like, you know, contribute to the whole story. But some people want to, there is a magician contract, and some people want to find the contract to have an unending power, and they're trying to stop it. That's the very, very short premise of it. But Jack fucking Hawthorne, I'm as asexual as you'll come across, right? I don't swoon for no one, regardless of the fact that Jack is as gay as anything. I swoon for fucking Jack and Ross. Those two together in this book, just, I don't know, you meet them in book 2, like their first interactions in book 2, which I highly recommend you read. Not many people, like, it's not as good as this book or the first book. It's still fun, right? And their first introductions together just had me laughing. And I was like, oh, we need more. We need more. So I immediately picked this up, to the point of, like, I love this series so much, I had to hunt down the Illumicrate editions. I mean, like, look at the cover. Look, it's just absolutely stunning. I am now a whore for Freya Mask. If this is not persuading you to pick this up, I don't know what is. I'm not a romantasy girly. I am for Freya Mask. Question number 2. Best sequel you've read so far this year. Rock with Pain. Yes, did I finish it at end of July? Yeah, I don't care. This is the late freakout tag. I'm making the rules my way. This took a turn. This was so action-packed and so dark, with new characters, old characters, relationship building even more, building on what book 1 had. And I'm like, give me more. And I can't wait for book 3. I know Rogbert is going to break my heart in book 3, but I still want it. I cannot wait. I should have actually told you what the book was about. Nah, fuck it. A new release you haven't read yet. I had to think about this because I'm pretty good at new releases. Kinda, to be fair. Actually, probably not, because if you see my ARC list, you will know how far behind I am on releases. Whoops. First off, we have Heart of the Weirdwood, which is the ending of the trilogy, the Forsaken trilogy. And I absolutely love this book. Like, it is, like, the series. R.J. Barker, I just love him. I've read all of his stuff. He's fucking amazing. But this is Sentient Forest. This is a magic system centered around said sentient forest. This is darkness. This is dealing with some religion. This is dealing with kind of, sort of colonization, not entirely, but kind of like the branch of oppression that can, you know, that kind of thing. Different magic systems, people looking down on you because of a certain magic system you may have, banning that magic system, kind of also, maybe not banning it, but also maybe using people, forcing them to have this magic system, and the price is high. To use it, you have to, somebody. Governments, it's just so intricate and everything, and I just can't wait to see where it's going to end. This is the Broken Binding edition. I cannot wait where it's going to end. I am not prepared. The other one that I think technically came out January is Death of the Author. This is an arc. I'm borrowing this from my lovely friends. How long have I had it for? 2 months. It's fine. I will read it. I promise. Just maybe not this month. Question number 4. Most anticipated release of second half of the year. We all know what mine's going to be. We all know what it's going to be. Strength of the Few. Of course it's going to be Strength of the Few. Like, when would it not be Strength of the Few? Like, I am salivating to the point of I want to beg Saga Press to give me an arc. An E-arc. I'll take an E-arc. I don't care. I will haul myself out for Saga Press to have an arc of this book. So yeah, I'm gonna go absolutely feral over this book. You're gonna be fed up of me by come November. Oh, biggest disappointment. I don't really like talking about, like, I talk in groups and stuff, but, and I do post reviews, but I don't tend to talk publicly about books I really hated unless it was problematic, right? Like Peter Brett's books, because the Lonesome Dove as well. But disappointment, I am going to say, if you're wondering at this copy of Dragonfall, you need to go and watch Faye's video that all of us did together, buddy reading this book, to find my thoughts. It'll be full of spoilers. I rant a lot. There's chickens. I may have accidentally dropped it in some water. But this was just bad. This was just bad. I think if it would have been good if it was not sold as a fantasy romance. Because the trouble is, you can't not even read it not as a fantasy romance, because the whole plot centers around it. Like, the dragon, Everon, is like, I need to get this Arcady to trust me because of a dragon bond and something to do with the veil where the dragons are, right? To bring them through, to sort of bring down the veil. So the whole point of that is their relationship. But if you just removed that and just sort of was working to bring down the veil himself and removed it would have been good. It would have been good. It would have been good. It also would have been good if you just cut out Arcady's point of view, because she's fucking... I've never hated a character more than Arcady. I like the prose style that L.R. Lamb was going for from Everon's point of view. Keep it that. Don't have first person Arcady, because oh my god, she made me hate this book so much to the point I was hating myself, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't continue. I was getting to the point I was like, I can't finish this book. I just can't do it. So that. Also, and I feel bad about this because I'm friends with Stephen, but I just expected more from The Sorrow and the Sea. It was fine. Especially when book 2 ended, I kind of expected a little bit more meat from the characters, a little bit more oomph on what's happening, and a little bit more kind of, like, the battle wasn't really, like, I didn't feel anything about it. And then the big end, the big general they were all fearing, it just kind of ended very, very quickly and suddenly. There was no kind of emotional connection. There was no, just something wasn't there that made me enjoy it. I still liked it. I still recommend this series if you like historical. If you don't like historical and you're more of a fantasy reader, this probably won't be for you. Especially if you're more of a character-driven reader, this won't be for you, right? This is very much on the historical events around that. You know, whereas you have Shauna Lawless, who, yes, she's writing historical, but her characters pull me in. So even if you're not into historical, but you like well-meaning characters and deep thought out characters, I'd say try her series. So that's kind of the caveat. I was slightly disappointed. I still had fun. It was just, I think my expectations were more because of how book 2 ended. I was like, oh yes, this is what I want. And then it didn't quite hit that high again. It sort of went, oh, it hit here and now we're back down here. Right. That's kind of what happened. I have so many books around me. It's not even funny. Just, Biggest surprise. After Dragonfall, I picked up Tales of Monstrous Heart by Jennifer Delaney. I was shocked by how good it was. Like, this is a fantasy romance, but she didn't really approach it as like a typical fantasy romance. This is like Jane Eyre in fantasy with fae and a non-problematic shadow daddy. She also signed it. Yes, I managed to go to Bookfest. If you've heard all about Bookfest, oh my god, do not recommend. Do not recommend. But I managed, I went, she signed. That's all I went, and then I left. I was like, fuck this shit. But she was lovely, such a lovely person, and I cannot wait to dive into book 2. So I really, really like this. I like the characters she sort of built on, especially Kat. And I like how she was slowly building, like the Jane Eyre moments were there. Like there was a moment in this book where they touch hands. Or he reaches and then he lets go, and then you get the sort of, she writes a line on the hand moment that like Darcy does, Mr. Darcy does, and I was like, yes. But also there's a female character in this that is best friends with the main character. The amount of fantasy romance that I've read where the women just don't have friends. I'm like, what the fuck? You are a female writing women and yet you are not letting them have any friends. Like, what is going... Like, that's just not how it happens. Like, even if the person is a bit of a loner, they have somebody who they can kind of go to, or somebody who comes to them, or just something, and it's just not there. It's just not there. So I highly, highly recommend this, and I cannot wait to get to book 2. I have an arc. I have started it. I will say that Jennifer Delaney made the very odd choice of having chapter 1 with the character name and then 5 blank pages. So I went, has NetGalley sent me a really funny arc? Because I've had that before. NetGalley sent me an arc of just like half the book, and it was the ending of the book. It was a bit weird. So I was like, is this? And she was like, no, that's fine. I was like, okay. It's going to be weird. People are going to open that and they're going to think, wait, I have a misprinted book. That's just what I see is happening when it comes out. Prove me wrong, but that's how I took it. And I was like, okay, so weird. Like, I understand if you have like the chapter character name and then like ellipses. So to be like, oh, this is intentional rather than just like blank pages. I don't know. It's weird. Favorite new author, debut or new to you? Who did I? Anna Spismark. Yeah, I've only read one book of hers, but Faye from Books and Chocoholic has his new chokehold. Has been chokehold. And The Court of Broken Knives, which I tried to do multiple times on audio, couldn't do it. For instance, as I picked up the ebook, I went, oh my god. I was possessed to the point of like, I wanted a toxic relationship where both of them were equal. That made me read the serial killer romance. I forgot who it's by. Both of them are serial killers and they enter a relationship together. And they make a game. I know, it shouldn't work. And yet it does. And then also there is Sun Il Kim. I'm probably butchering that. I'm sorry. This is the lovely Inkstone edition. I have a standard edition that I annotated. And then I went, nah, I need this edition. I need this. So I bought this edition. And I just absolutely, look at that, absolutely adore this book. I will not shut up about this book. I probably spoke about it quite a bit recently. And it has dragons. It is short. It is very well packed. It is somebody going to see a changed dragon to try and lift the whole country out of oppression that's happened. That's one character. The other character is working in the academy because of magic, and they can't leave unless they prove something. So that she has a voice talking in her head that goes down into this restricted place and takes something that makes the voice in her head louder, and it's something to do, it's like kind of technological but also magic. And then she's hunted by people of the academy. It's like, shit, she can't have that. That's got something to do, something bad will happen. That is her. And then you have another character who is basically trying to find out why his friend suddenly died. And what came with that, because she was going to tell him something and then she died. This is really good. Newest fictional crush. I'm going to copy Rachel in her answer because K-pop Demon Hunters, man. Okay. Technically, you could say Jack Hawthorne, right? It's going to be a fictional crush, but they're going to be together. Which is Rumi and Ginu, both from K-pop Demon Hunters. I have not stopped listening to that music because that music is fucking fire. And I I am just in love with it. If you haven't seen it, go see it. I don't do anime. I don't do K-pop. I fucking love this shit. I don't even watch telly. Loved this shit. So go watch it. Go watch it. And just be amazed by how good it is. Because especially the song, I am like dying. If anybody's watched it, right, if you have any recommendations of a relationship that is like Gino and Rumi or the song Free, put it down below, because I will devour that shit. Like, I want it. I want that tragic, that that's just, I don't want to spoil it in case we haven't seen it, but you know what the moment, the ending, the last scene, kind of the last, you know what I'm talking about, that moment, that I want that. Emulate, I want it. I just want it. I just want it. And everything those two together, like reaching for a hand, the bracelet, the cat. Oh, the cat. I mean, he's not a physical cross, but his favourite character in that was Tiger. Derpy. Derpy all the way. I fucking love Derpy. I'm going to shut up about K-pop Demon Hunters now, because I could talk about that till the end of the days. Newest favourite character, Derpy. K-pop Demon Hunters. It's Derpy and the magpie. Those two together, just the way he just kind of goes, doom, doom, and the magpie's like, we've been through this, and he's just so cute. And then having the bracelet on like the ending scene and giving it to Gino, and it just, he's just there and just sort of, he's just cute. He hasn't got a lot up here, but he's got a lot here, and he's just cute. And he actually, it's really interesting if you look up the mythology around the Japanese and the tiger. That's why it's just derpy, man. Just derpy. He's my favourite. A book that made you cry. I haven't cried this year with a book. This came close. Very close. It did make me shout. Literally explode. Fucking yes! But also, The Damned King by Justin Lee Anderson. That also made, I knew what was going to happen. I knew exactly how it was going to go. And I was like, I was so close to actually crying. And then I just messaged him like, how the fuck dare you? And he was like, ah. I was like, no. It needed to happen. It needed to happen for the story. And the characters and the way everything's going. I just knew. But also I was like, I don't want it to happen. But it did. And yeah, thanks, Justin. Book that made you happy. I mean, Miss Percy's Pocket Guidebooks. I read the book one this year. Oh! I can't believe I forgot about that. Sword Crust by Freya Mask. This just gave me all the goofy feels. I needed this after I read Dragonfall. It was a pick-me-up, and I was just there for Luca and, what's the other character's name? Matt and SJ. I was there for both of them. And this is more contemporary. I don't do contemporary. I read this not even realising it was contemporary until somebody mentioned it. We were talking about it, like, what's wrong with putting it in? And I actually thought about it, and I went, shit, it's contemporary fantasy. I don't do that shit. The only thing that made it fantasy was that she made her own world. That was it. So, I love this. This Freya Mask can do no wrong. Can just do no wrong. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received. So, I bought 3 of these. Let me just show you the broken binding edition of Magician, which has so much cool stuff. And I didn't know there was dragons in this book until I saw the fucking cover. I mean, look at that. Look at it. It's stunning. You have the edges. Then you have the end papers. That this may contain spoilers. But I've looked and I've not read the books. So Magician is one of them. And then because I'm just a whore for Inkstone books, I bought these. Of Dance of Shadows and Testimony of Blood. Do we already own the original copies? Yes. Are the plain copies signed by Rogbert? Yes. And personalised to me? Yes. Are these signed by him but not personalised and yet look super fucking pretty? Also, yes. I couldn't not. I just couldn't. Like, especially if you look at, like, there's no, like, end papers either. Look at that. You know, the edges kind of go back into... What edition do I actually own? Oh, I'm number 19. fucking love Brett. The edges sort of go back to kind of his tribal in Africa, I think he was talking about. He mentions it in Hardy's books. Hardy's books, Interview with him, which I'll link below. But I absolutely adored it. And I just need more. So I couldn't resist, okay? They're pretty. They're good series. This one broke my heart. Last question. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? I'm going to completely out myself. And I'm just going to show you a picture of all of my arcs. Bearing in mind, not all of them like for this year, but I'll give you the ones for this year, which are Tales of a Deadly Devotion, This Gilded Abyss. And I know that's like been published before, but I think now it's been picked up by Tor. And then Lives of Bitter Rain. Bearing in mind, I have to read Days of Shattered Face, which I got an arc for too, first. The Blackfire Blade, The Tower of the Tyrant, Alchemy and a Cup of Tea. I need to read, all I've read is Can't Spell Truth Without Tea. I need to read the other series to get to this. Cinder House by Freya Mask, which I'm waiting for when I need a pick me up, right? Metal from Heaven, Brigands and Bread Knives, The Isle and the Silver Sea, Cry Voidbringer, Six Wild Crowns, What We Eat, 7 Recipes for Revolution, Daughter of the Otherworld, but I also need to read Land of the Living and the Dead, which I also own, and I also got an arc of it and haven't read that yet. Once Was Willem. Yeah. That isn't even all of my... They are just the arcs that I've requested and got accepted for coming out this year. I've got shit that I haven't read from last year. I'm on like sitting on 26 arcs. So yeah, I know it's a problem. I've been a little bit too request happy since I've been off work. And now I have to go back to work and think, shit, I can barely get through like 1 or 2 physical books a month. Let alone read all of this. I'm insane, I know. I'm a little bit NetGalley happy, but I hope you enjoyed. And this was the very, very late 3/4 mid-year freakout tag. 3/4 year freakout tag? I don't know. I don't know, but thanks Rachel for tagging me. I've done it now. I didn't rant, like I said. Well, I ranted on Dragonfall. I ranted a little bit. Yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed this kind of weird, very late, fashionably late, mid-year freakout tag. And I will hopefully see you in the next one. And wish me luck on my arcs. Watch me not get to hardly any of them. Why do I do this?